When Queensland farmer George Bender took his life earlier this month, many blamed his decade-long struggle to keep coal seam gas miners off his land. George was laid to rest over the weekend, but those close to him are vowing his fight will go on.
Chinchilla is a town in mourning after farewelling one of its own on the weekend. A farmer who's become the human face of a battle between the man on the land and the mining giants.
In the end, George Bender died from a broken heart. At witnessing firsthand the tragedy unfolding around him.
George took his own life after a long, drawn-out fight against the resource companies, which have been pushing to install 18 coal seam gas wells on his farm.
They bully, they cajole, they bribe. There's like a pack of wild dogs circling a bunch of cattle, and then they go for the throat. And that's what they did with George.
But there are locals who believe the extraction process used by the CSG companies is damaging the local environment.
People are actually getting sick. They are having their water poisoned. They are losing their water. Their livestock are losing its hair.
There's no regulation on anything, and they're self-regulating, aren't they? They just do what they freaking like.
11 years ago, Narelle and Nud bought what they believed was their dream family home. But things changed when Queensland Gas approached them to install a well on their land. Then, a year later, they were told another 6 wells would go in and they'd receive $265 per well per year for their troubles.
We knew it wasn't enough, but they told us that's what the government said is fair compensation. If you don't like that, we'll take you to land court and we'll just come anyway and it'll just cost you a heap of money.
The North Duff family believe the gas is responsible for a string of health problems they've suffered. However, it isn't an easy case to prove and it's costly.
We have to prove that they're guilty.
Well, it cost us $20,000 just this year, wasn't it?
In the last 18 months.
Yeah.
You just can't live with it. You can't live with it, no way in the world.
They wear you down day in, day out. I thought having 2 disabled children was bad, but this, it's worse.
John Jenkins lives near QGC's Kenya gas field and says the pollution from the gas poisoned his drinking water and killed his garden.
The garden looked like that, and within 4 days it looked like that.
For the last few years, John's been a very vocal anti-CSG protester.
It costs us a lot of money and a lot of time.
Effectively, they're told either you do what we say or else we'll take you to court.
The 2 main gas companies in the firing line are Queensland Gas and Origin Energy.
I honestly do think that the Queensland state government in particular and the energy companies have blood on their hands.
Independent Senator Lazarus has long been a supporter of the local farmers and was a friend of the late George Bender.
I've been saying this for well over 12 months now. We need a Royal Commission into the scourge of CSG mining and in particular the impact on people.
Everybody's got a tipping point. And these companies, they just put the pressure on. They are masters at psychological manipulation.
We can't allow his death to go in vain and not show the industry of what is done. It is so bad, and no government departments will listen to us. Doesn't matter how many letters we have put into them, we get absolutely no help from anyone.
You watch those people who are literally broken, and it's so sad it's taken a death of a wonderful man to get this momentum going.
And Senator Lazarus wants a Royal Commission. That's not what the Prime Minister's offering at this stage. We'll see whether or not he does ultimately. We've been trying to speak to the Queensland Government, to the gas companies, as you've heard. We haven't been able to have an interview with them.
In the back of modernism and all this international law to make profit out of his own ungenerosity to humankind.